Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to sew these adorable interlocking puzzle pillows. Since you're the designer here, you're going to give it whatever expression you want and you're going to personalize it however you want and make it say whatever you want it to say. So once you download the free printable pattern, you're going to see here that this is how you tape it together. 9 pages taped right next to each other. And I also provide for you an alphabet so you can write whatever you want on them. So let's go, download that pattern and let's make it. Here are the pattern pieces ready to go for the BFF puzzle pillow. So you'll need the gusset, which are actually 2 pieces. And then the pillow body, which is 1 piece, looks just like a puzzle piece. And then all of my extra little pieces that I need here, I cut out just what I needed, even with the letters. So whatever then I don't need, or when I'm done with these, I actually store them in my clear sleeve here. And you can do the same because chances are you'll probably be making more of these pillows. And what I am going to be making are 2 pillows out of a purple velour and a red cotton. All right, let's get started. So I'm using the purple velour and I made sure that these 2 pieces of fabric are right sides together. And now I'm going to trace and cut it out. I hope you're enjoying my tutorial. Can you believe that less than 10% of the viewers watching my videos and downloading my free patterns actually subscribe? I'm really trying to build a positive making community and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe. Thanks. I'm going to cut out my other fabric the same exact way. Trace and cut. What we're going to do is cut out the pillow gussets. So when you cut this out, you're going to follow the directions here that say fold line. So my fabric is folded and this is where the fold is here. So I'm going to line this up right there. So once you cut it out, the strip is double this length. Do not cut there. Okay, same for this one. I'm going to trace and cut just like I did with the pillow body. Same thing with my red fabric, and this is where my fold line is. Now that all my pieces are cut out, I have 2 pillow bodies of one color and 2 pillow bodies of the other color, still right sides together from cutting them out, and then 2 gusset pieces for one body and 2 gusset pieces for the other body. All right, so our next step now is to figure out which way you want your puzzle pieces to go, right? So I want my left one to face up and then my right one to go sideways this way. You can do anything you want. You can switch it up. And of course, you can even keep adding more puzzle pieces to make a full square. All right, so when you know your layout, like I do here, you're going to take away the top layer. So this is now going to be the back of my pillow. And I'm going to push it aside because I don't need it now until towards the end. And I'm going to take off this top layer and I don't need this one as well. Now we're going to focus on the fronts of our pillows and what is going on and how we are going to decorate and design the fronts. What I want to do is cut my letters out of felt, and I want to turn these felt pieces or the cut out letters after into like quick iron-on sort of like patches. So what I'm using is a Pellon Wonder Under, and I did leave you, if you're not familiar with this, a link in the handout there for references if you want to get some yourself. So what I'm going to do is just place this right on here and just put the iron on it, and it completely fuses right onto this side of my felt. Of course, you can cut your letters out of felt if you decide to use that and actually hand sew them on, or you can even machine sew them on. It's totally up to you. I didn't want to see my thread or the sewing line, so I'm doing it this way. And I do admit it is a bit quicker. The eyes and mouth of the pillow, I'm going to be using this fabric, which is a corduroy, a thinner corduroy. And when you cut corduroy or any fabric out, it does fray at the ends. So to avoid that, I'm going to iron down one layer of this fusible interfacing so that once you cut out the eyes and mouth, it won't fray on the edges. And then after, I'm going to follow it up with the Wonder Under. So I've decided to create the fronts of my pillows to look like this, and I just want to quickly explain to you that all the pieces are meant to be flipped over as well. So for example, I'm going to repeat these eyes here. Okay, so we're going to reuse the patterns for them. So I'm going to cut 3 pieces out and 2 this way. So one for this side and one for this side. And then I'm going to flip it over and cut my 3rd out that way. So yes, you are going to be using the patterns several times in order to cut out whatever it is that you're thinking of creating. And of course, the letters as well. I'm planning to do BFFs forever. And of course, I'm going to have to reuse some of these patterns here. And this is going to be black, that black velour I showed you. And this is going to be felt pink and purple. So let's get to it. Have all of these cut out, the expressions and the smile. I'm going to do the letters in the same exact way on both the pink and the purple felt. But I'm going to remember to flip them backwards because I am, in this case, working on the wrong side or the opposite side of the felt. And then when I flip them over, they would be backwards. I've cut out all the pieces that I want for the front of my pillows. I've laid them into the place that I want, and they are not ironed down yet. I'm just making sure they're exactly where I want them. And I'm also going to make sure they are not too close to the edge, because then they will be cut off from the front a bit if they get caught in the seam. So making sure they're all in place, now we're going to iron them on. What I'm going to do is put a piece of cotton fabric over it and iron over the fabric. Everything is ironed into place, so we are going to make the purple pillow first. What you're going to do next is get your gussets here, and it doesn't matter on which end, just make sure that they are right sides together. You are going to sew 2 of the ends together so that you have a strip of about 68 inches long. So I'm going to just pin this together and sew a straight stitch right through here. And I'll backstitch on the ends without even bothering to take you over to the sewing machine, because that was just a straight line there. And what you're going to do next is take your gusset, one end, any end, and I'm going to start on the edge or the straight edge here of the pillow, making sure it's right sides to right side. I'm going to line and trace the pillow with this. And you're going to clip it or pin it in place. For this, I do like to use my clips. And what you're going to do is just go all the way around the perimeter of the pillow, following all the curves. gusset is attached to the entire perimeter, you are going to sew, and I like to sew on this side because I could see the shape better. You're going to sew around the entire perimeter of the pillow using about 1/4 inch seam allowance. So here is my opening where I left it open. So I'm going to start from one end and work my way all the way around until I get to this end. And then when I do, I am going to sew right up to where I began. And then I'm going to flip these over the ends and I'm going to sew them closed. And yes, you do have a little extra. So after you sew it closed, you can cut off the little extra fabric. Sewn on all around the pillow. The next thing you're going to do is take the back of the pillow and lay it directly on top of the front of the pillow, matching all the rounded corners. So you're putting it right sides together and you're just matching it up. So the bottom's here, the top's there, you know what I mean. And what you're going to do is you're going to attach it to the gusset, just like we did the top one. You can pin or clip it all the way around, whatever works for you. Clipped all the way around. I'm going to leave my opening on the side here where it's straight. So I marked it with my chalk marker here, and of course you can use a pencil as well, wide enough for my hand to get in there. So now I know where to start sewing, and I'm going to sew from here and work my way all the way around just like I did before and end right here with a back stitch. And this is the area that I'm going to turn my pillow right side out. That it's all sewn together, I'm going to use the opening here to turn it right side out. And this is the exciting part. Although velour is a little bit funny to sew, as it kind of like just sticks together. Stuffing the pillow. So as I'm stuffing, I'm going to stuff these sort of pieces here first, or these, I guess, arms first, because if you start stuffing here, then you can't get to these areas. Stuff to a point I like. I'm going to turn it around and close up this opening here with a blind stitch or invisible stitch. So you can close it up any way you want, but I don't like when my stitches show, so this is the stitch that I do. I'll trim that extra thread after. I stay right in there in the crease and I move it back and forth. I've come to the end of this blind stitch, I'm going to just finish it off with 2 finishing stitches like that. And another one, and I'm going to show you how to clean up all these extra pieces of lint. Here's what I do. I bring the needle inside the pillow, and so that when I cut the thread, the ending of the thread ends up somewhere in the stuffing. And now with a piece of tape, you can just clean up all of the pieces of lint there, or a lint roller, whatever it is that you want to use. Now for the next one, you're going to follow the same exact steps that I just showed you to make this one. And I am done with these 2 pillows that lock right into each other. So I hope you enjoyed this and know that you can keep making more of these and just keep adding them up here. So if you love making cute pillows like this, so why don't you also check out my Valentine's heart pillow, similar as this, 2 pillows that attach to each other. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.